Obviously a massive card here, UFC 300, fighting Diego Lopes. And so I guess what are the emotions now that it's fight week's here, all you gotta do is weigh in, training camp's done, and then get in there and fight?
Exactly. It's like you said, hey, all the preparation is already done. Now that it's a lot closer, I'm starting to see the like the thrill of it. You know, when you first get the announcement, all I'm really thinking about is the opponent at the time. But with 300 and all the festivities and everything that's going on around it, it's pretty dope.
Has it felt the magnitude of this fight card just gotten bigger the closer the date has come, or has it always felt pretty big? Like, because
it actually didn't feel that big before. You know, when I got here and you start seeing like the more spotlight that there is on it, it's like, okay, this is a little bit different.
Is this, I guess, is this the type of fight card you want to be on, or is it like you just want to fight whoever, whenever, as much as possible?
Half and half. Because on one side of my head, I always think as long as the check gets signed at the end of the day, you don't care. But to be honest, for legacy and for when all of this things is over and you look back on it, I would very much appreciate being a part of the historical events.
And Diego has been pretty popular lately. You know, he's the last part of Madison Square Garden. He's had a pretty long career before he even got to the UFC. So I guess when his name came across your desk, what went through your mind?
I couldn't care less. You know, I really only knew him from the Most Bar fight, so I didn't realize how big he was, you know, until the UFC announced the fight, and then you start getting like all the comments on the internet. Like, he's a pretty popular guy. I think it's because of the hair. He has very cool hair, so it helps out.
Have his fans been nice to you? Because usually when you get like Brazilian,
to be honest, the Brazilian and Mexican fans are pretty nice. Surprisingly, it's the American fans that are like the bad ones. It's the one that speak regular English. Whenever I have to click like translate on like an Instagram or a Twitter post, it's usually relatively fine. It's the ones that just troll you regularly that's a problem.
How's life been now that the Disney show is out?
Oh man, it's really cool, man. It's being a part of a Disney show is like it's definitely not something that I would have checked off my bingo card from last year, but it was very, very dope. And being a part of a show that was so representative of my culture, of my tribe, it's very, very cool.
And last ones for me, two quick ones. Can I get your thoughts on the main event between Alex and Jamal and the BMF fight between Justin and Max?
Yeah, man, Alex and Jamal is a good one, man. I think a lot of people are they're downplaying how much of a factor Jamal's power plays into this fight. You know, this is mixed martial arts, and Jamal has that one hitter quitter. You know, that great equalizer, and of course, all the accolades that Pereira brings into the fight. You're gonna want to overlook Jamal, but I actually think Jamal has a very, very good shot at winning this.
Hey, Sodiq, over here.
Oh snap, James, nice to finally see you in person, man.
Yes, I'm a real person, I'm not AI. Sodiq, I'm curious, you are known for your unprofessional breakdowns. How would you do an unprofessional breakdown for your fight? How would you assess that?
For my fight, man, you can't get the sauce right here, man. I gotta sit down and break that down.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm curious, you have been a big, you know, we see a lot of fighters going into the YouTube space. You were one, I felt, who did it a bit earlier than others.
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite creators? Like, who are some people that you watch? Because I do see you lurking around the live chats every now and then.
Yeah, I watch a lot of different YouTube channels, to be honestly. It's gonna be stereotypical, but Mr. Beast is a very big one, you know, just because I'm a big fan of like philanthropy and like stuff like that, and I think he does a good way of mixing it in. And this week, random shout out to a DMV YouTuber. His name is Peaks100. That's all I've been watching for like the past 2 weeks because he does food reviews, and around this time when I'm really thinking about his food, so shout out to Peaks.
Yeah, and is, like, do you have any goals with your channel? Like, we asked, when Ken was here earlier, we were talking to him about, you know, is this something you see as like a career? Do you ever see this as something that could be bigger than what it is now, and doing, you know, this as a potential second career to fighting?
Yeah, definitely, because I feel like before I started doing like YouTube and the Substacks and newsletters, people didn't have a real account for my actual character, you know, they just see a tough guy fighting, so they didn't get a good gauge of who I am. But now that I've been doing stuff like that, it's been able to branch out even more, and like you guys see like me get into like the acting stuff. I think showing my personality more will help me do that.
And just last one for me, we talked a bit about the popularity of Diego Lopes, and obviously he's the betting favorite in this fight. And I know you and I talked about you being the underdog and all that, but I have seen a lot of people kind of mention your fight as, you being the guy that I think people are overlooking. Have you felt that from the fans going into this? That I think there is a sector of fans that really feel like you are being sort of overlooked in this fight, and that you play the role of spoiler.
Yeah, I've been getting that a lot. I'm not gonna say I'm surprised, because the odd makers are the odd makers, so it is what it is. I've been an underdog before, and every time I've been an underdog, I've been able to shine bright.
So just a phone number for me. If everything goes your way and you put yourself in the running for a bonus, what would your reaction be if you receive a Mr. Beast type of check for a bonus?
Man, what? I heard Matt say something about asking for 500. I would second that motion, man. Like, please, like, this is a special event. You guys know the way I fight. I always look for the bonus. So if I could get some type of 300K bonus or 500K bonus, whatever they agree to on the bet, I'll be very happy to get that.
Sodiq, kind of going off of that, it might be hard getting fight of the night with Max and Justin.
Man, it's gonna be hard getting a fight of the night, but a performance of the night may not be that. Man, to be honest, hey, whatever Diego want to do, man, we could aim to climb that ladder. But like you said, Max versus Justin, that's a crazy fight, man. That's a very crazy fight. I think that's one of those fights where guaranteed both of them are gonna be checking into the hospital afterwards.
Sodiq, on that notion of being underlooked, do you feel just overall that your fight with Lopes is being overlooked on such a great card?
Not really, because like you guys were saying before, he's a fan favorite, and because of the way I fight, I'm naturally I've never had a fight that you could skip before. So I don't think our fight is being overlooked. It's just there's 100 fights, It's like every fight on this card is a barn burner. So I think we're getting the equal respect that we deserve.
And have you thought about that as an opportunity for more exposure now that there's so many people that are going to be watching this?
Yeah, absolutely. If you could stand out on a card like this, man, the sky's the limit. And I think I've been hearing some rumblings about UFC having like a DC card or something like that. So if I can get a good spotlight on this card, I'll ask to try to get on that DC card, if main event or co-main event.
Thank you, sir.
Super, was it good at all? Just a quick one to go from to like acclimate this type of way from a 25 to a 15-minute, and be able to like adjust and be like, all right, come on, I'm gonna do the main event thing, 25 minutes, go hard.
The time, the acclimation for the timing doesn't really change much. I guess what changes might just be like the preparation for the actual fight, but the mindset for the actual fight still doesn't matter. Hey, you're in a fist fight in your underwear in front of 1 million people. You better lock in.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Sodiq, back here. One thing that I really admire about you is you always have a positive attitude. It seems like you're always smiling, which in this sport is kind of rare, because it seems like trash talk and drama is encouraged. But do you think that you can achieve the same level of success without participating in all that trash talk and doing things like what you're doing?
Man, that's a great question, man. I actually, the older I get, the more secure I am in just being myself. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, that was one of the things that ran across my mind a lot, especially even talking to like teammates and coaches and managers. They always told me sooner or later I would have to play that role. But I'm glad I became secure enough in myself to the point where no matter how my career goes, I'll be happy knowing that I was able to stay myself, And I try to represent my family, I try to represent my mother, I try to represent the people that raised me. And I've always been this guy, If I could leave the room in a positive light, I'd rather do that than try to fake trash talking. And to be honest, man, there are some fighters. GSP was my favorite fighter growing up, He wasn't the biggest trash talker, and he was still able to accomplish a lot of success. So hopefully I won't have to switch up on y'all. And I've been around so long now. If you guys see me playing that role, you'll know it's fake.